Hello YouTube and welcome to another video of mine. As y'all know right now, I'm on this series of basically how this TV show that I like has influenced my personality. And I've already talked about, the realization that um, uh, depression is more of it's uh, basically it is a subconscious choice. It is not a choice you can consciously make. It is a choice that you have to over time make, whether it's in the span of days, weeks, or months, maybe even years. And then in my previous video, I mentioned the realization that the TV show shows you that you shouldn't be afraid to say how you feel, right? Uh, so today's is actually one that is kind of it's kind of weird. So in one of the episodes, I'm not gonna say what happens, but long story short, um, uh, um, Lucifer finds ways to blame everything that's happening to him on other things, even God. And one of the characters looks at him and says, yes, bad people need to take responsibility for their own actions. And what that episode taught you is that whether whether you knew what was going to happen or not, first of all, you should have asked what was going to happen. But if you're involved in something that results in something bad, there is no making excuses. There's no, and and you would think that this is common sense, but the truth is us humans, we do, we do this all the time. We blame other people or other things for the things we do. We cheat on someone, and instead of owning up to it and saying, "Hey, I cheated on you," we say, "Oh well, I was drunk and I didn't know what I was doing." Well, first of all, if you know that that's the how you get when you're drunk, maybe you shouldn't have gone to that party. Um, or some people will they'll go and they'll take money that someone else gave them, someone gives you money of for gas, say for instance, and you go and is instead of using that money for what you asked them for, you go and you buy other things with it, and then they find out and you try to lie about it instead of owning up to it and saying, yeah, my greed got the best of me, I just saw it and by impulse I bought it. Instead, we make excuses. We say, oh, well, I didn't really, it turns out I didn't actually need the gas. That's what us humans like to do. And the reason why is because it's so hard to own up to a bad thing. And the reason is not for the reason that you would usually think. Most people think that we don't like owning up to things because we're cowards or because we're selfish and things like that. It's or that we're worried about what other people think of us. It's actually the opposite. The main reason why we don't want to own up to the bad things we do is because we don't want to realize the bad things we do. All those excuses and the people and things you blame, you're placing blame not to save your image um, that other people have of you, but the image you have of yourself. Because all of us have this image of ourselves of we're good people, what we do is right, yada yada yada. So the minute we do something bad, that image of us starts to shift, and we don't like that. So we find a way to blame it on something else, so that way we don't have to face the fact that maybe there's something wrong with us, and maybe we need to change something about ourselves. That is the scariest thing to face. It really is. It is super scary to look at something about yourself and realize that it's not good and you should probably get rid of that aspect of yourself. And that sounds like a really bad thing to say, not just about other people, but about yourself. But sometimes it is true. But instead of changing, we blame other things, we blame other people. And what we need to realize is putting blame on other things solves nothing. It isn't gonna make what happened go away. And for as long as you put the blame on something else, you're just gonna keep doing it over and over again. So the best way to make sure it doesn't happen again is to own up to it. Yeah, I I got lustful. I knew that this girl would be at this party, so I thought, well, she isn't really gonna know, so I did it. And yeah, it would have probably started a fight, and you would have probably hated yourself for it, but you would have also saved yourself a whole lot of trouble. The fight probably would not have lasted as long. You could still save your relationship, and you can still work on yourself. You can look at yourself and be like, I'm not going to do that again. A, that $20 you gave me for gas, turns out I lied. I didn't need gas. I just wanted to buy myself something, and lying was the best way. I felt like, lying to you would be the way to get what I wanted. Yeah, sure, it'll probably make them not trust you as much, and you're probably not going to trust yourself. But you'll be on the road to working on yourself. It is in realizing, uh, it is in realizing that you're to blame for your actions. It's in that you can begin working on yourself. Just basic accountability. Hold yourself accountable for your own actions. And that's on the flip side too. That's something a lot of people don't do as well. When people do something good, they just shrug it off. They say, "Nah, it's nothing," or they do something good, but they still hate themselves. People with depression, people with anxiety, people with social issues. There are people out there who they don't like themselves. So even whenever they do something good, they don't think that they have. They put the credit on something or someone else. Still, hold yourself accountable for the good things you do as well. You do deserve a little pat on the back for the good things you do. Of course you do. We all do. If you never hold yourself accountable for the good things you do, then you're less likely to do the good things or have a good image of yourself. Be holding yourself accountable for your own actions. It doesn't just change other people's perspective of you. It changes your perspective of you. And that is a very scary thing, but it's a very healthy thing. So yeah, so just try to be good humans and just hold yourself accountable. If you do something bad, take a step back, apologize to whoever you wronged, and genuinely try to work on being better. And also, if you do something good and you don't believe that it really matters, give yourself a pat on the back. You don't need to, because you don't like yourself, that doesn't mean that you don't deserve the praise you get when you do something good. Of course you do. Everyone does. So hold yourself accountable. Praise yourself for the things you do good, and pray and hold and I'm not saying punish yourself. I'm saying realize the bad things you do and work on making sure you don't do those anymore. That's all for today's video. But yeah, that changed my worldview on myself and what I do. It has helped me grow. It has helped me become a way better person. I now, in every action I do, I really do think about it, and I really do think, is this gonna affect this person negatively or positively? Is this going to affect me negatively or positively? Is this something that I want to be? Is this the kind of person I want to be? If the answer is yes, then I go for it. If the answer is no, then I try my best to stay away from it. It's not easy, but the best things in life are the things that are hard. So hold yourself accountable, whether it's a good or bad action or words. That's actually, yeah, I'm gonna do that. That's actually next episode, is words and actions, and what, contrary to popular belief, what I have to say on thoughts and actions. Anyway, so that's all for today's video. Please leave a like and a comment, and if you want, please subscribe, and check out my other videos. I know some of them were boring, some of them were not. I'm working on ideas. So that's all for today's video, and see you all in the next one.